Hello and welcome to the Kernow cast, where I, Lewis Pauling, talks to people from all walks of life from across the Duchy. We are particularly focusing on Cornwall's entrepreneurs, their businesses, and how they contribute to the county. But we're not going to forget about those unsung heroes that power our community. We are here to spread the word of all these organisations so that you can get involved within your community or support that local business that you didn't know was just around the corner. So join me on a journey around the county from the comfort of your car, armchair, or wherever else you might listen. Cheers, my dears. Hello, everybody, and welcome again to the Kernow cast. This is episode number 3. I'm Lewis Pauling, and today's guest is Thomas Cheeseman, who runs a clothing brand and shop called Mustard. It's a young company that's only been running for around 18 months or something. It was established in 2015. You can find Mustard clothing at their website, which is mustardclothing.co.uk, and all the social media, which is, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I love what Tom's doing with his clothing brand. It's pretty cool actually, and you get to hear all about it and how he's done it up to now. Just one quick caveat. I suppose that's the right word. Is that the right word? I'll Google that later. Is there's a little bit of swearing in this one. I haven't got a problem with swearing, and haven't really got the patience to go out and delete it because it's just a word. So without any further ado, please welcome Thomas Cheeseman. Hello and welcome to the Kernow cast with your host, me, Lewis Pauling. And with me today, I've got Tom Cheeseman, who runs the clothing brand Mustard.
Howdy.
Hello, mate. All right?
Yeah, very well, mate.
Good. So to start, if you could just quickly tell the listeners sort of what Mustard is and what what Mustard is really, and what you sell and what you do.
Absolutely. We are a independent streetwear company. We also happen to have recently launched our own clothing label, which is doing pretty well at the moment. And that's about it, to be honest with you. Young company, just started out, into our second year now. And we're growing.
Great, definitely. That's great news. Do you have a shop as well? Don't you have
Yeah, we have a store down in Looe. That was our first store. We opened it up, I think, just in time for the August season. We ran about 4 weeks later than scheduled. We were supposed to open up, I think, like Whitsunday in May, but we completely gutted out the store from head to toe. But we've got a store over there, and we've recently opened up a sort of a small concession in St Ives. Still a working project over there. We're going to revamp the whole of upstairs, take over the whole of the store.
Brilliant.
Because we wasn't really happy with it at the beginning. So definitely we're growing, which is good.
Yeah, excellent.
Definitely.
And you obviously have the website as well.
Yeah, the website's about. It's finally. I think it's it took an awful long time. We started it back in February, really. Me and my father sort of sat down after we got the first season out of the way, and we was like, we've really got to get this website sorted out. We kept getting nagged like tons of times by customers. They just was not happy, like, where can we buy this stuff from? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
We bit the bullet. I did some research online, tried to find any company really down in Cornwall that was willing to do a decent job of building our website.
Right.
There was a few a few on the list. However, they seem to be a nightmare to get hold of. A real big nightmare. I emailed countless numbers of them, and one seemed to pop up more than the others, which was Creative Steam. They've got offices, I think, in Bristol, London, and also down in Cornwall. So it was like the perfect balance, because I wanted that sort of contemporary side of like the city, with London, but I also wanted to use a local firm.
Right. Yeah.
So
brilliant.
that balance was bang on, really. We hooked up in Starbucks, I think, in Truro.
Where all good business meetings happen.
That's it, yeah. And we sat down. We told him our budget and what we wanted. I sort of warned him that I'm a bit of a perfectionist and I wanted a really nice website. I wanted it to be clean and not like overly driven on e-commerce, on sales. I wanted to focus mainly on the image of the website more than anything.
Yeah.
Because we are trying to build a brand, not take everyone's money as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
If we want to do that, I could, I'll sell everything at half price and we could just, take a load of money really quickly, job done. I'm trying to build something with longevity, and I said this to the guy, and I wanted to build a website that reflected how nice our store was. Our store is in Looe, which not everyone can get to. It's a bit of a pain in the neck to get to. And he got that, and I think looking at the website at the moment, and the feedback we've been getting from everyone, it's been money well spent, really. Everyone's super happy with it.
Yeah, well, I had to look, and like you said, it is clean. That was the first thing I thought when I got to the homepage. I was just like, this is clean.
Yeah.
And like you said, I can understand. Like it looks like you tried to make it like an actual shop. So like make it nice to browse around what items you've got on for sale, but not throw it in their face. Buy this now. There's this pop-up comes up saying, get this for free if you buy this or whatever.
Absolutely,
It is like walking in. It's an online version of your shop, like you said. It really is.
That's it. I hate all this hassle and clutter and crap when I go shopping, whether it's online or in a store. I'm a sucker for just contemporary, uber clean, just laid back. Like if you go into Reese, for example, shopping, it's just so chilled and no sort of, even on their website's lovely, like the same as Mr. Porter if you go on their website. Plugging other guys. But no, I looked at the guys that were doing it the best and pinched ideas from them basically. What I liked, what I didn't like.
Yeah.
Sort of incorporated my own sort of twist on it. Tried to use our own colours on there. But I think if you're ever going to do anything, you just need to sort of cherry pick the companies that are doing it the best, really, and take advice from them, really.
Yeah, brilliant. That's awesome. I kind of want to take it back to the start then.
Yep.
So you said that you're starting into your second year now. I've got a few sort of reviews and stuff that I pinched off your Facebook page. I'll read out a couple of them. First one says, we visited the store whilst on holiday. We purchased 2 T-shirts. The shop assistant was lovely and very helpful. Thank you. Another one said, it was an excellent shopping experience with great choice of named brands to choose from. I'll be back for sure. And then one more, actually. Visited today and felt very welcome. Don't know how I've written that word, but... Oh, and the stock was amazing. The staff were lovely. Judging by those few comments, it sounds like you've probably got a bit more experience than 1 year in the job, if you like.
Yep.
What did you do before this, and how did you then progress into what you're doing with Mustard?
Okay. I started, when I was probably, I don't know, I reckon 10 I must have been, when my dad had, he had clothing shops. Well, he had his first shop in Bodmin, and I would go down there as a kid, earn some money, and he would be super strict, and he basically just taught me everything I knew, whether it comes to, assisting people, how to talk to people, how to read people, body language, everything really. And it feels like I've always known that, but I couldn't have always known how to be like that. It was obviously taught to me from a really young age, and I've been in that environment since I was 10, 12 years old, and it's fascinated me. And so I used to grow up in the shops like that, doing work on like a Saturdays or on a Sunday or whatever, learning the business basically with my dad. He would then leave me for like an hour, go off. I remember the first time he did that, which was quite scary.
Yeah, tell me about that.
I was only about sort of, I think his mate come down, Jody or something like that, and I think I was only like 14, 15, and he just said, all right, Tom, I'm going to pop out for a minute. I'll see you in an hour. And I sort of went, what, on my own? And he's like, yeah, on your own. I'm like, Right, okay. And this is back when Bodmin was a really busy town.
Yeah.
We had 2 or 3 members of staff in there at the weekend. So this is when it was in the good old days, you know?
Yeah.
Woolworths and everything.
Yeah.
And so he just popped out and it was nerve-wracking. I did some sales and I felt good, but it was nice to be shown that respect and responsibility from your dad. It was like, you know, passing the torch for the first time to me, and it felt good. I think my dad's always wanted me to be involved in the business. So anyway, we did that. And then we used to go to trade shows after that. And this was back when we were selling sort of really low-end product, just cheap and chearful, whatever. You know,
X-Gravity jeans?
Gravity X, mate,
Gravity-
and
Gravity S,
Blue
mate.
Bolt jeans, yeah. You got it. And
I had a pair.
Did we all, mate?
Yeah, right.
They'll come back soon. They'll be a mustard next week. I've met the guy again who used to sell those.
No
believe it or
way.
not. Yeah, I've met him up in London.
class.
But yeah, we anyway, we're there, and we went to a trade show, and the whole cheaper side of the market was sort of dying out, and we needed to diversify and change.
Yeah.
And we dragged my dad, me and Charlie, dragged my old man to the animal stand at a trade show.
Oh, yeah.
This is before we was even associated with the surf industry.
Right.
We dragged him over there. He knew Mark Cornelius already as a kid. So the guy who's the rep for animal, he already knew.
Right.
Which is brilliant.
Oh,
so
so
there was a connection already there. We placed a small order. And it just snowballed from there. So all our stores became surf stores.
Yeah.
And back when surfwear was massive, you know, we made some really good money out of those days. They were the good old days.
Yeah.
If you notice, back then, you know, we're selling Quicksilver shirts for like 60, 70 quid. And that's like 20 years ago.
Right, yeah.
So you think about where the clothing prices has gone. It's actually come down dramatically.
Yeah, yeah.
But, we're doing that. And so if we fast forward it, we opened up a load of shops, staying with the surf market, blah-de-blah-de-blah.
Mm-hmm.
Surfer on the ladies' side just fell apart. So we diversified again, took up some sort of more high streety brands, Italian brands, more sort of boutique-y, and gifts actually. More recently, we've gone to the gift side on the ladies' side of the business. However, the men's side was staying there with the surf. It was sort of just hanging in there, gently hanging in there. And if we fast forward, it's sort of this sort of when was it? January, February. It was sort of February time, I think, and I was in Splinter, sat there and looking around me and thinking, you know, we're in trouble. You know, my future is in trouble because we've got a shop full of surf product and surf clothing is just dying of a death massively.
Yeah.
Quicksilver's like been up for sale. I think Billabong's gone bust a couple of times.
Oh, right.
They're all literally, you know, in the shit basically.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking around and panicking and thinking, you know, we're going to have to do something here. We really are going to have to do something. And I said to my dad, you know, we need to do a streetwear store. You know, the brands we're selling are not desirable anymore. We need to find these more desirable brands. Surfwear is now being aimed at like middle-aged men, 30s, 40s, 50s.
Yeah.
These guys are getting squeezed. You know, they ain't got no money. They're paying a mortgage. They're paying bills. They haven't got no money. We need to be aiming at that sort of 16 to 25 market, you know.
Yeah.
Possibly living with parents or going to university, disposable income, really conscious about the way they look, and are really into it, you know, like I am.
Yeah,
I said, this is where the money is at the moment. And we agreed, and we said, all right, for the future, that's the direction we need to go in. And we don't really make plans in our family. We just, when the moment's right and we feel it's right, we just do it.
Yeah,
Simple as that.
go with the gut. Like.
Go with the gut instinct, go with the flow. And we was walking down the street, and the old pet shop the lease was for sale. And it was a real awkward time, actually, because you just come off the back of winter. So, like, all the retailers are skint in Cornwall after the winter, like, really skint. And we're like, God, this is a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. Like, this has come at just the wrong time. Yeah. The shop was minging, absolutely disgusting. I remember walking in there, and we was about to sort of agree to take this shop on, and the woman's there looking at the lights, saying, "Oh, just so you know, I want those lights back." And I'm looking up at the lights, saying, "You've got no idea of what we're about to do to this place." Like, honestly, you can have them back right now. Right. Take them out if you want, because it's going to save us money taking those lights out. It's hanging. So I think we pretty much signed the lease. Got back. I sort of went over to Splinter, and my dad's like.
Sorry, is this in Looe?
Yeah, in Looe.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay.
So I've got back over there. It's only down the road from our other store. So I went back to the shop and thought, what the hell are we going to sell in that shop? Like I said about these streetwear brands, but these brands are incredibly difficult to get in your store. They don't just supply anyone.
Right.
So it's very difficult to convince these brands that I'm opening up this shop that's going to be incredible.
Right. Yeah.
They can't
with nothing to
show
back
for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And these companies, they don't even like you placing an order. They want to come and have coffee with you first and invite you out for dinner and come and do a store inspection. It's not as easy as what everyone thinks to be able to sell a specific brand in your store.
Right.
So I'm panicking, really panicking, thinking what we're going to do. And I just basically got on the blower, and we've all got contacts, luckily, in the industry. And before you know it, probably took about 12 weeks to build the shop, gutted the shop completely.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jake Bunny for sorting that out for me. Best builder in the world. And we just created this absolutely, like, it's an absolute beauty of a shop, really.
Yeah. You're really proud of it then?
Yeah. Well, I was so nervous about it, to be honest with you. It was like the most nerve-wracking experience of my life. And people, like my family, all like, you've created a lovely store, blah, blah, blah. But coming from them, you sort of, you expect that 'cause they're family. They're going to say that. But more recently, we had the Levi's. I think it was like the account manager came down, and he came down to look at the store, and he was like, you could stick this on Carnaby Street in London, and it would not look at a place at all. And that was the most proudest moment I think I've ever been in my whole life, in all honesty, to have it come from
someone like that. Yeah.
Someone like that. That and my dad saying that how lovely the shop is, that means a lot really as well, because, he's my idol at the end of the day.
Yeah, right.
That was like a massive thing. From that we sort of created the store, and from that we created the clothing line, which is where we see the biggest growth being for the next. Well, for the brand itself is the clothing line. That's where we're seeing ridiculous growth really compared to opening up another store. It's more the brand at the moment.
Right. So going on to that then. So do you see the branding stuff that you buy in, like your Levi jeans? And what is it, like you sell Fila and Vans and stuff?
Yeah,
and
also,
bunch of other stuff
just
like
streetwear, half Brixton, yeah.
And then, so that sort of stuff, you see that as being a supplement to your business, and then your mustard clothing line being the main part of your sales then?
Absolutely. To be honest with you, I have those products, and yeah, they're great. You sell a few bits and bobs, but the problem I find is that, well, everyone sells that. Not everyone, but you can sell that to anyone. Sorry, not you can sell it to anyone. Anyone can sell that product. You go online, and there's probably 1,000 retailers selling, I don't know, a Huff jacket that you've got, and you're bound to find it cheaper than what I've got it somewhere.
Right.
You're bound to.
Okay.
You won't receive the same customer service that I give. How many shops can you shop online where, if it's a cock-up, do you get a personal email from the owner of the business, There aren't many people out there that are doing that. If we make a mistake, I'll be on that email 11 o'clock at night emailing you to make sure that you're happy with what's going on. There aren't many companies out there that will do that. So sort of going through this, I'm fed up with companies trying to dictate to me what I can sell, what I can't sell, who they're selling it to.
And at what price?
Yeah. I'm like, well, I shouldn't. I hate being dictated to.
Yeah.
It winds me up. I'm after a couple of brands at the moment, and the amount of hoops you have to jump through to be able to get that brand. I'm like, you know what? Forget it.
Yeah.
And online at the moment, 80% of our sales online is mustard.
Yeah.
It's nearly all mustard product.
That's great.
Which is brilliant. And I'm not talking like, one order a week, 2 order a week. We're talking really strong orders and good figures and good numbers, and that to me is a clear sign.
Yeah.
People are fed up with the norm. They want something that's difficult to get hold of. I won't be wholesaling this brand to other companies, other shops.
That was my next question. Yeah,
I don't want to. My dad sort of posed that question because I'm actually going out to Nepal in 3 weeks to sample spring summer mustard for next year.
Wow!
So we've got to put down some seriously big numbers. It's a gamble. It's big money, and he's got the idea of wholesaling it, and no, I will not allow that. Certainly for the next 5 years at least, I will not even entertain it. The whole idea is that I control the brand, and you can't get it anywhere else.
Yeah, especially at this young age of your business of mustard, then you like it is these days. It does seem to be like if you can keep something, what's the word, scarce.
Yeah.
Then if you can keep the market scarce for that product, then you can almost you almost get better sales out of it.
Yeah.
Because people are like, I can't get this anywhere else.
Yeah.
I have to go to that website. I have to go in that store to go and get that product.
Look at the Supreme model and the Palace model. People like that. It's all about, demand is the new luxury in this world. People don't give a shit if you can buy a Gucci t-shirt or a Louis Vuitton scarf or whatever. People genuinely, I could not give a shit if you've got £500 shoes on.
Yeah.
But if you walk around with like a Supreme tee that you've queued up 3 days for, people go like, "Hey man, that's fucking that's a cool tee." Or you got the new Yeezys, and look at Kanye. I mean, his model is perfect. It is the perfect business model. He's got that sort of poker chip in his back pocket that whenever he needs to make a shitload of money overnight, he could just make enough Yeezys for everyone in the whole world.
Yeah.
And he would sell them through. And that's it. He would never be able to sell them again after that because everyone's got them. But he's got that in his back pocket whenever he wants to. And that's and all these companies have Supreme, Palace. The minute they want to sell out and flog it on the stock market or whatever they want to do, they can when they're ready, when they want to, when they need the money. But the longer you can keep it real, just drip feed the public, it's better, And I only want it in my stores. But again, it's only mainly because I want to control. The pricing. If someone's selling it down the road 1p cheap, that would just infuriate me.
Yeah, right.
It's that price, and that's what it is. Not because I want to make a load of money, but I want to protect the brand. I want it to remain a cool brand.
Yeah, I was looking at some of your products online, and like you say, even if you sell something 1p cheaper, your stuff isn't outrageously priced though.
No, not at all.
It is very, very competitively priced. I think a mustard branded T-shirt. It's about 20 quid.
Yeah,
which is no different to any other
else.
Branded T-shirt really out on the high street really.
Exactly, it's not about like I said with the, like a pair of Yeezys, like 150 quid, which is really good for a designer pair of shoes of that high, that desirable. So list price as such doesn't matter anymore. Those Yeezys could be literally 50 quid, and they still remain as cool as what they are today. And I think that's the difference. It's all about. It's literally demand.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sell my T-shirts for anything more at the moment. And I don't really need to.
No.
They might have to go up next year if the price is in the pool. I don't know how much it's going to cost me to manufacture this product out in the pool. But we'll see. The prices might have to go up. I don't know.
You come to that bridge when it comes to
cross that bridge when it comes to it. But the pricing is purely reflective on how much it's costing me. I'm not going to price it super high to achieve really cool status. £20 for a t-shirt's a fair price, and that's it really.
Yeah, right.
So yeah.
Well, yeah, great. That does bring me on to another question about the manufacturing of it and stuff.
Yes.
How did you? I have no idea how you would go about. Oh, do you want to let the dog out?
Yeah. Do you want me to take it? Sorry, mate.
Oh no, she's all right.
You had to pause it.
Yeah, I can pause it.
Sorry, mate.
We'll just.
Cut that. Sorry, mate. I just don't want it to. The noise is going to annoy the thing, innit?
Oh, it's all right. Don't worry about her.
Right, Coco. What do you want to do? She's going to not to come back in. Stop making noise.
I'm actually just going to keep this running. It's quite funny.
Right. Let me just give us some treats, mate.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Tom's got a Dachshund dog. She's lovely.
Right. There's 3 of them. Stay there, you little bugger.
Bless her. No worries, mate. Give the listeners a little bit of a break from the. She's fine. Honestly, she's not making any noise anyway.
Okay.
She's cool.
So yeah, manufacturing side of things.
Yeah, how did you get about getting your stuff printed on t-shirts?
So there's mainly 3 stages. We basically we went through about 25 samples of t-shirts,
right.
And found the right one basically. Eventually, we went through loads. I even started manufacturing the first year, and it was rubbish.
Right.
The first batch of t-shirts were shit, and we did sell them, but I'll put my hands up admittedly and think, God, they were terrible. Looking back now, I shouldn't have really run with it, but we were strapped for time, and people were desperate for these t-shirts, so that was what we had to go for. We were getting asked for it before we even started making them.
Right,
making the clothing line. We looked at the sign and thought, God, yeah, you're right. That looks so cool on a t-shirt. Let's do it.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, and then we managed to find the correct block and sample with the t-shirts and stuff. We went to Novena, not Novena, Wovena for the woven labels.
Another local company.
Another local company, Mark Flowerdew down there. He's good as gold.
Yeah.
Really helped me out with stuff like that.
Brilliant.
And then we go to Hot Dog in Lostwithiel.
Right.
They've printed previously for like Animal. They've printed for Sea Salt. I know they do some work for Sea Skins as well.
Oh, yeah.
Really good boys, professional and local. Again, we're trying to use as much local as we can. I know we're going out to Nepal, but we're still trying to keep the printing local.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's not just crappy screen prints. It's all digital printing. Plates are made. It's proper, it's proper good stuff.
Yeah.
And the same principle goes for everything else. You just go through samples and samples and samples until you find the right thing.
Yeah.
It's a lot of trying on and being sort of criticizing products and stuff. But when we go to Nepal, everything will be completely from scratch.
Right. Wow.
Everything down to I don't know. Well, just weight, the whole lot. She's currently buying in fabrics from China because Nepal itself doesn't actually hold fabrics as such.
Right.
So Nepal's just going to be doing the manufacturing side of things. But yeah, she received the samples last week. They spent 20 days in customs.
Oh.
Yeah, and from this she started making up some sort of mock samples and buying in fabrics from China. So
Right.
yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Cool.
Go out there in 2 weeks, and I've got 2 weeks to get the collection ready for next summer.
Right. Wow.
But it'll all come in with the idea of that is basically to speed up production. So at the moment, when our sort of our supply is not keeping up with demand, we're selling out of products so fast, and it's hard to keep it up to date with the website as well.
Yeah.
I've had to send out a few emails saying I'm so sorry, your product's out of stock. We can't
Yeah.
service you. Then I take it off the website.
Right.
And it's happening a lot at the moment. So we need to be able to get it in, not be bouncing around to several different people before it lands in the store. It needs to be straight away from Nepal, wherever it's being made,
Yeah.
to the warehouse in store.
That's it.
No messing about, super quick. Yeah, that's the idea behind it anyway.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So with your you said like the stores are all like sort of street and sort of streetwear, urban wear
Yeah,
type
street,
thing.
urban, anything that's sort of that's fashionable, that's got a kind of culture attached to it, and that I think is quite different.
And that's a look you're sort of like try and describe the look of what your clothing.
My own
looks
personal
like.
brand, or
Mustard.
Yeah.
Mustard itself.
Mustard is basically it's just a cool streetwear brand that appeals to youngsters who like clean contemporary products.
Yeah.
No messing about. It's just decent products. We sort of we're latching onto the skate industry as well. I mean, I love what Huff are doing.
Yeah.
I think that's super cool. Nietzsche is another one, which I look up to a lot. I think they've done really well. Mustard's just about a clothing brand that I personally wear.
Right. Yeah.
Basically, that I think is uber cool, and not saturated across the marketplace.
Yeah.
You can't get it everywhere. And obviously there's the slang attached to it. From my family's all from London, so mustard. Yeah,
Right.
it's a dog's bollocks.
Yeah. How did you come up? How did you come up with the name?
I was as a toss up actually. I was in Splinter again, like all times, and I was thinking, what am I going to do? And I remember sort of texting my dad, and he's like, "Yeah, well, if you do this store, you're gonna have to come up with a name. Like, we can't just." And I said, "Yeah, you can't call it Splinter again. Like, that's a surf store. Like, that's got that stigma attached to it. We're gonna have to come up with a completely new
brand. Well,
new
it's
brand.
just like, is it?
Yeah. And the first one I quite liked was custard and cream, and the "and" would have been a plus sign.
Oh right, yeah.
Just custard and cream with sort of pastel colours, but I thought it's quite girly. It's more of a girls' brand, which moving forward, if we was going to go into the ladies thing, that could possibly be a venture for me. So
Right,
it's
right.
copywritten. No one steal that. And I thought, mustard. I thought, yeah, no, that sticks, and it's got that slang attached to it, and that's mustard, and that is, and it's worked, and people in the industry have literally sort of asked me so many times, how on earth did you come up with that name? It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's quite it seems to be a word that is kind of, it does fit quite well actually, because it is a word that seems to be being used but not overused.
Absolutely, yeah. It's that in between place where everyone knows what it is and what it means and how to pronounce it, but no one really uses it that much.
No, that's it.
And I remember the first time I told my missus Inesh, and she sort of went around work, and they all looked at her a bit funny and was like, "Mustard, he ain't got a clue." I'm like, "Listen, just
wait,
just wait and see, all right?
Yeah.
Leave this to me." And I think she personally liked it. Mind she'll go along with anything anyway. I think she sort of trusts me in that respect.
Good.
And and that's it. We just went with it, rolled with it, and it's stuck, and people just love it. And the thing is, it's appealing to a lot of people. We're pitching it to be, when we do the marketing for it, we're pitching it to be super cool, really edgy, out there. It might offend a couple of people going forward with some of the social media shots and stuff like. But it's just to keep it relevant and cool.
Yeah, right.
And real. At the end of the day, like life isn't all with a cherry on top and all sweetened. There are some pretty rough stuff out there, and I think this reflects it. Yeah.
Brilliant. Where do you see it going forward then?
Going forward, I need to focus more on the website side of things. We didn't go we went full on into it with regards to developing the website with the scope for us to load it up with more product, and we can make it as big as we want it to be. It can be huge, the website, but I didn't actually gear a load of my time into it. I didn't know how good it was going to be.
Right,
I was sort of like, I need to make sure the shop has a wicked summer first of all. Website can take a back seat.
Right.
The website's smashing it, and I'm a bit guilty now because I'm like, I haven't spent enough time on it.
Yeah.
So going forward, I need to focus on this website. I need to build on it. I need to dedicate more time, probably employ more staff.
Yeah.
I need more space as well for the website. I literally have a photo studio in my spare bedroom. My office is in my bedroom itself. I have a desk in there, so I need more space. And maybe in the next I don't want to get another store next year, but maybe the year after that, I am looking at a couple of locations for another Mustard. But that can wait for a minute. I want to spend a couple of years just getting what we're doing already perfect.
Yeah.
I don't want to overstretch myself. The company itself, like Madhouse Splinter, has grown massively over the last couple of years. We've opened up 4 stores in the last 2 years.
Wow.
And you can imagine the sort of strain that takes on a company. So we need a couple of years of just sitting still and make sure what we're already doing is really good.
Yeah.
Let's get that right first, and then we can expand. But so next year I think website, and then moving forward over the next 2 or 3 years, then we can start focusing on the on another location for Mustard.
Yeah, brilliant. Sounds like you've actually got like a really good sort of business plan and model, and you know what you're doing. Actually,
I don't know about that, mate.
Yeah, honestly, you sound really like what you like. You do sound like you know what you're doing, even though, like I think you said, you sort of go with it as it comes along. But,
whatever feels right at the time. Just if it feels like it's the right time and you can do it, do it.
Yeah.
Don't dither. Don't mess about. Don't think about it too much, because if you think about it too much, you won't ever bloody do it.
Yeah.
So you've got to, if it feels right, just bite the bullet and do it.
Yeah, right.
You can't. The problem is with where we are as well. The units don't hang about forever. They're such desirable areas. If the shop's there available, it'll be snapped up.
Right. Yeah.
So you've got to make that split-second decision. Are you going to have that shop or not?
Yeah. Right.
You can't just sit there and go, I'll have a think about it. If it's there next week, I'll have it. You can't do that.
Yeah. There's part of the exciting thing about business, I suppose. That's like brings me on to sort of maybe my sort of last question about Mustard itself. But what's your business? What's the most enjoyable thing about what you're doing?
God, think about it now. It's not a lot. The most enjoyable thing would have to be total freedom.
Yeah.
To do. I'm fortunate enough to have total freedom in my what I do at work. I can literally do whatever I want with the brand within reason. I get trusted with everything. It's almost like having shareholders, and your shareholder's your old man. And imagine if your shareholders literally just say, yeah, whatever you do, whatever you think is right. And they trust you solely. And that's what I'm pretty much fortunate enough to have.
Must put a bit of pressure on yourself, though, as well, does it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With the flip side, it's the most nerve-wracking, stressful, no sleep, working harder than you've ever worked before, and you can't escape it.
No.
And that's the it's the good thing and the bad thing. It's not a job. It's your life.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like even when I go away on holiday, it's my phone's on me at all times. The great thing is Inesh is wicked and she gets it. And if we put the work in now, and hopefully Mustard will be successful and
pay dividends later.
Yeah, that's it. But there are good points and bad points to every job or business or whatever you do. But no, it's fantastic. Obviously financially it's good when it works, but you are constantly taking risks. You're constantly worried. But as you get older, you learn to deal with the worries and the stresses, and you think, you know what, let's just see what happens and hope for the best.
Quick question: you brought up as you get older. How old are you?
26.
26.
Yeah, 26. Yeah.
That's great. That's pretty awesome, mate. I mean, what you were saying there actually is, goes me back to the last podcast I done with Mike Dyer on his farm, and he's sort of saying, you said about when you opened the store and you were like, oh, and everyone was saying it was great and whatever, and
doubt yourself,
and doubts it. He said he had 200 cows, 200 or 300 cows or something delivered one evening, and he was just like, and it came in like the night, and he just said, all right, it's fucking it now.
Yeah.
This is it. That was like when it sort of the realization hit to him.
Yeah,
it's
shit.
just like
And it's a cold. You get that cold sweat down the back of your neck, and if you haven't got a good group of people or good family supporting you and being, you need support massively. I remember last year I was just like dead, like zoned out, not physically but mentally. It's so like the first summer of Mustard opening up, and it was doing really well.
Yeah,
like really well. So it wasn't as if it wasn't performing and I was worried. It's just that anxious energy and nervous energy it's so tiring sometimes, and I've learnt to deal with it this year. It's been a massive learning curve. Like you probably speak to my mates and they haven't seen me probably for a year, and it's because I'm literally so busy and stressed. I get home normally 7 o'clock at night. Yeah. If I'm lucky, go through my emails, do something to do with the website normally, and dinner and bed. And I'm up early again the next day, so it is a life. And but no, like I said to you, mate, it has good things and bad things. You never know who you're going to meet in the store, and if you manage to get cover for the day, you might be able to sneak a couple of days off, but days are fun, days off. So it's swings and roundabouts.
That's
mate.
cool, man. All right, well, let's get away from sort of Mustard itself for a minute, and let's talk about sort of, you mentioned earlier about surfwear sort of dying out a little bit in some ways, but like in Cornwall's renowned for its surfing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What do you think about sort of Cornwall as a whole when it comes to sort of clothing and fashion wear? Any sort of companies that are around that may be doing something good in Cornwall, whatever?
Yep.
What's your sort of thoughts on that?
I think that I put everything down to the internet and social media. I think before that happened, Cornwall was in its own little bubble. And the most popular thing to do in Cornwall is surf. Yeah. But we're not talking about surfwear was just popular in Cornwall. Surfwear was popular across the globe. Yeah. Like, they had Quicksilver had a shop on Regent Street, for God's sake. Yeah, right. Which is like massive for a surf company to do. But I do believe that as soon as social media came about, fashion was so much quicker. You could see a look on Instagram that day and then go into Topshop or Topman or whatever and buy it. Yeah. There and then. And fashion spread so much faster. Whereas previously, I'm not joking, when we used to sell surf clothing, we were like 2 years behind everyone else. The reps would laugh at us when we go in and do our buying, because like, no, we need that, and that. Like skinny jeans. It took years for skinny jeans to come down to Cornwall. Years. And even like everything just took so long. It's got so much better now. I mean, without social media and the internet, my business probably wouldn't exist, because we'd all probably still be wearing bloody Blue Bolt jeans.
Yeah, Gravity X.
You know what I mean? But no, it's a very kind of it's a very strange thing, definitely. All right,
still keeping on the sort of Cornish theme. If you could put a billboard up anywhere in Cornwall, right, where would it be, and what would it say?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I just don't like to put that in the emails when we're talking about it.
God. Jesus Christ, mate, that's a bloody good question, isn't it? Stumped me. I'd probably put a billboard on your way into St Ives, because I think that's where I'm gonna be focusing next. I'd probably just have some good-looking woman, wet t-shirt, just drinking a pot of Coleman's mustard, mate. Probably just saying, taste the mustard, and then probably our sort of our little brand down in the right-hand corner, very very small,
That's
small
class.
indeed. Yeah, just taste the mustard or something. I don't know, mate. Something like that.
Mate, you
Bit
should
of
do
fun.
that. That is brilliant. That is
Yeah,
brilliant.
that's
That
what
is
we're
your
about.
next
You know,
advertising campaign.
Our marketing, I say, it's going to be, a bit risque. It's going to offend loads of people, but it's going to be funny as well. And I'm a firm believer, and if something doesn't make you feel a certain way, whether it makes you laugh, angry, or really sad, or really happy, I'm a man of like extremes. And if it doesn't make you feel something, what is the point in doing it?
Yeah.
What's the point in being normal and boring? And you see some adverts in the papers and magazines, and it doesn't make you feel anything. And you're like, what's the point?
It's kind of what I'm trying to get with this podcast. It's
Yep.
like I'm trying to start a conversation. Let's start talking and make people really sort of
Engage.
feel it. Feel it rather than and listen to it and get involved rather than just sort of hearing these. Just a quick Facebook post that doesn't give you the whole piece of information
No
and
insight, nothing.
Yeah, that's it. And I think there's a big market for all sorts of things like that are going to start. What's the word? The phrase, like striking a few chords, I suppose, would be the right.
You've got to look at it. I mean, look at Kanye. I mean, like it, love him or hate him, everything he says or does or touches turns to gold, literally.
Yeah, that's it.
It's because, he says some absolutely messed up stuff, but look how many people know who he is.
Yeah.
How many other rappers does your mum know? Your granddad know?
Yeah.
They all know Kanye's name.
Yeah, right.
And he's loving it. And it's because he says stuff that makes you think something. Like, you might not agree with everything he says. You might make you so angry and so mad, but at least you felt an emotion.
Yeah, that's
At
it.
least you felt something about it. I think he's brilliant, and for our industry, he's a breath of fresh air. That compared to these super rich bullshit companies, he's real, and he says some pretty messed up stuff now and again. But at least he makes you feel something.
Yeah. Brilliant. If you got some advice for someone maybe just leaving school or college or something, and they were looking to get into fashion or clothing brands or anything like that, what sort of advice would you give to them? Or even just general shop owners, perhaps?
I think for kids, because I think there's two separate words of advice for two different sort of people, really. I think for the kids, I remember being a kid and I remember thinking I knew everything in the whole world, and I didn't know jack shit.
Yeah.
Just listen to, if someone's giving you guidance, or just shut your mouth and just listen and take it on board. They're not being horrible to you. They're not trying to stamp their authority. They're trying to teach you something, and just listen. If you're going into work for a new store down the road and your manager's like having a bit of a go at you or whatever, just try and take it on board, because he's probably trying to get something out. He's probably trying to improve you. He doesn't want to be horrible to you on purpose.
Yeah.
Not all bosses, don't get me wrong, some managers do, because they see you as competition or whatever. But, if you're coming to work for me or whatever, just listen to what I'm telling you, because I genuinely want you to be bloody good. It's in my best interest for you to be good as well, and it's normally in their best interest for you to be good. So just listen to what you're going to do. I mean, I got my dad's mate, Jody Reynolds. He started off literally working in... The DPs used to be Burton's, didn't it, years ago? I think they used to be half and half, I think.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
And he started working in there, and now he's the visual merchandiser for Marks and Spencer's in the whole of London or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And he literally started off working for my old man. Dad taught him taught him some stuff. He learned, and he's worked his way up, and it's because he listened and took it on board. Too many people now, when we take them on, they do not want to listen. We've gone through 3 or 4 members of staff because they just don't listen.
Yeah.
They think they know everything. And just listen. And I think, and just work hard.
Yeah.
Just learn to love money a little bit. Too many kids, because their parents give it to them all the time, they don't understand the value of the money.
Yeah.
Look at the money and realise what you can do with it, and learn to love it a little bit more than what most kids do at the moment. Most kids £50 for a PlayStation game, whatever, 50 quid.
Yeah,
Do you know
right.
what it is to earn 50 quid?
Yeah.
My shop has to take quite a bit of money to make 50 quid.
Yeah, right.
And I don't think these kids quite understand, some of them, not all of them, but some of them don't understand how much it takes to earn 50 quid.
Yeah.
And I think for sort of shop owners already who are sort of, I don't know, whether they're struggling or doing well, whatever, just everyone tries to give you advice, but just take advice from the people that are doing well at what they do. People try to give me advice all the time, and they come from those random jobs in the world, and the advice is the most ridiculous nonsense I've ever heard in my whole life.
Yeah.
But, you know, I listen to people who I admire, who I look up to, and who are doing well in their industry. If you know, like if Levi's ring me up and tell me something, I'll listen. If the owner from Nietzsche or whatever rings me up, I listen. If someone who I really look up to, like my dad, if he tells me something, he might not always be right, and we have some wicked arguments, like awful arguments. But I will listen, and I'll take his opinion on books. He's done amazing, you know. And that, but
Well, he's got you to a place where you can do what you're doing now. In a way,
yeah, exactly. He did all the work, you know. But then you get some little idiot come in and tell you something, blah 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 blah. So, what do you do? Oh, I do this, and it's like. Exactly, like it's just don't get me wrong. Everyone has an opinion, but sometimes you need to just cherry pick whose opinion you're taking from. Just look at what they're doing, how successful they are before you start taking their advice.
Right,
cherry pick it.
That's great, wicked, mate. All right, well, we're kind of getting near the end. I think really we've talked about quite a lot of stuff actually. It's
Everything,
been
mate.
good, yeah.
Dogs.
Yeah, that's it. She's warm to me, I think now.
She's over there, you know.
What? I've got a couple more little questions, short ones.
Sure.
First of all, is there anything you can think of that we might have missed, or you've maybe have thought about at all, or that you might have wanted to say that it's cropped up in your head?
Yeah, no, I mean not really. Just not really. Just keep on trucking.
Yeah, right. That's it, man.
Yeah, just keep on trucking. No, it's just I don't know, man. It's just yeah, thanks. Oh, thank you, really. I suppose to everyone that supported me. Thank you to my parents. Without them, I wouldn't have been able to do it. No chance.
Yeah.
Thanks to Inesh for being the most understanding fiance in the whole world. When I come in at 11, 12 o'clock at night, or get off the plane and turn up, you know, whatever in the morning, and don't see her for a couple of days here and there, or you know, checking my emails at 2 o'clock in the morning, see if a parcel's arrived in time or samples arriving to Nepal or whatever. It's she's always been understanding, and not once has she moaned about it.
That's great, man.
And that's what you need, really. I think thank you for all the support, and also to like the customers as well. You guys have been amazing. I really do appreciate the love. I still can't quite believe what's happening. It is so surreal and weird. So if I don't sound too appreciative, it's because I don't quite. It's really a weird feeling of making something with your own hand, not your own hands, but building a brand yourself, just with no outside influence. Like, it's just me, and then people, you know, wearing it on there, like Jack Knoll being seen wearing my T-shirt is the most surreal thing in the whole world. And without the customers in the first place, I wouldn't have ever been able to do it. No, so anyone that's ever bought something from any shops like Madhouse, Splinter, Lola Blue, whatever, it's you've literally helped grow Mustard, really. Yeah. You've been responsible to, you know, to helping us fund this project. So yeah,
brilliant.
Thank you.
That's really nice, man. That was cool. Well, I think really now it's my turn to thank you for letting me into your home, which I must say is clean, just like Mustard. And And yeah, thanks for doing this. It's been wicked. I've really enjoyed the conversation. I think
it's a pleasure.
We've touched on so many cool things, and I think a lot of people can take a lot from this conversation. The last thing I've got to ask you is, do you know is there any businesses or local community things that's going on that you use or interact with on a regular, often that you would highly recommend? Local companies.
Yeah. I mean, Wovina and Hot Dog, those guys. Without those guys, I couldn't have done what I'm doing now. Yeah. They've been doing it for years, and they are really, really good. What else? Sorry, Paula at Robbie's Ice Cream Parlour. What about her? She is my right-hand lady. She is fantastic. Thank you for the coffee. Cool. Always keeps me going, and if I'm stressed out, I'll go and have a chat with her. She's opposite the Splinter shop in Looe. She's like my agony aunt. And also to the team that we have working in Mustard, we have got such a good team of kids working for us. They are absolutely awesome. I say kids, they're probably going to fucking hate that. But anyone younger than me as a kid, in my eyes, it's terrible. But no, like Pat, Lauren, Harry, Kiko, Amber, like they are all really, really good, and I know how lucky I am to have those people working for us. They are honestly, you don't realise how hard it is to find really good staff.
Yeah.
And they are all like out of this world. They are all so good. If I've missed anyone out, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, no, they are brilliant. Kiko, this young lad we've got working for us now, he's phenomenal, and he's come on leaps and bounds. He worked for us all summer. I know he's saving up for a. It would be so embarrassed if I tell you this story, but
Sorry.
he's working for us flat out, and he was saving up for a computer, and he wanted to get an iMac, and he's still quite a bit off, really, quite a bit short at the end of the summer. He still wanted to save up, and he'd been really good. I sort of added up his wages, and he's still a bit off, really, quite a bit off. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I said to Inesh, like, let's go buy him the iMac this weekend. So we went to Truro, bought him the iMac, and we had a dinner at Inesh's mum's place that evening, and we pulled it out and said it to him, and he literally burst into tears crying, and it was the best feeling I've ever had in my whole life. He literally couldn't move. He was in floods of tears.
That's class.
But, you know, it just shows you, though, like, for all those kids, you know, people that are working out there for other companies, like, if you work hard, they will reward you. If they're worth their salt, they will reward you.
That's amazing. I think that what you just said, and he could be loyal now for so many more years.
Yeah, I didn't do it to buy his loyalty.
No,
you know?
but
yeah.
that's it. Obviously you didn't, but
No.
it's things like that can actually make a big difference.
Yeah.
But I think maybe we should, maybe if we can do this again in a year's time, find out how Mustard's getting on, and maybe we can get into talking about staffing and stuff. Maybe something a bit more like that.
Yeah,
maybe.
I tell you what, man, that's we could spend all bloody night talking about stuff. Jesus Christ, yeah.
All right, well, we'll leave it for now. Just a quick sign out. Thanks to everyone for listening. Hope you've enjoyed my conversation with Tom Cheeseman. Quickly, if you let everyone know where they can get hold of you and find Mustard.
Yeah, sure. We've got stores in Looe and above Lola Blue in St Ives. Give it a little bit of time before you go to the St Ives one, because we're going to renovate that.
Yeah.
We also have a website, www.mustardclothing.co.uk. Check it out. It's pretty cool. Yeah, or if you want to get a hold of me, just email us on the website. It comes straight through to me personally, so you're going to get a direct answer, not some idiot just on customer
Staff
services.
member.
Yeah.
Do you know the email address?
Yeah. There's two ones on there. I think. What's the best one? Whatsup at mustardclothing.co.uk.
Right.
If you click on the, you can either just type it in, or there's a link on the website. You can also go through there. Hit us up on Instagram. Patrick runs our Twitter page, which is pretty amusing to say the least. Or Facebook. Yeah, you can get hold of me personally on anything, whatever. It's all good. I'm not fussy.
Right, everyone go and do it. Search for Mustard on Google, anywhere.
Yeah,
do it.
Check it out.
Right, brilliant. Thanks, Tom, and thanks everyone for listening once again. And this is the Lewis signing out from the Kernow cast. Cheers and gone. Awesome. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening to mine and Tom's conversation. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you, Tom, for letting me into your home to talk about everything. If you would like to go and check out the clothing that Mustard has on offer, then you can go to mustardclothing.co.uk to see their full range. I'm sure there'll be something that you like. If you would like a day out in Looe and to visit the shop, then you have to go to Buller Street in Looe. Obviously, by the sounds of it, there's a shop in St Ives opening very soon, so if you're down that way, go and knock on the door and say hello. And say that I sent you. If you would like to get hold of Tom and ask a question, then you can contact them at Whatsup at mustardclothing.co.uk. That's WHATSUP. If, though, you would like to get hold of me and explain to me how rubbish you think I am, or if you think I'm doing a really great job, then, or if you just want to send me some encouragement, that would be nice, because you don't get much of that when you try and start something new. Not many people want to encourage you to do it. So you can get hold of me at kernowcast@gmail.com or social media stuff, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that palaver stuff. Give it a whirl. Anyway, join me next time where I'll be speaking with a chap from Bodmin called Lee Frost, who runs or helps run a family business, and he also has just joined the Bodmin Town Council. So we're going different again. We're coming at you from all angles. Also, quick one, if you're listening and you'd like to be on, then please get hold of me. I'd love to have you on to talk about whatever it is you're doing. As long as you live and work or do stuff around Cornwall, then please let me know. All right? All the best, everybody. Cheers, my dears.